begin to surround yourself with a bubble of gratitude, with a cloud of gratitude, and breathe into that through your heart, breathing out thankfulness, gratitude, love into this cloud that continues to grow around you. Feel it begin to intermingle with the family that's here, each one contributing to this feeling, to this property that we create together. And be in that cloud as you are right now, in that soft space of thankfulness. Perhaps because you got to come here. Perhaps because you met someone new or someone from the past, the distant past, and you got to reconnect. Breathing out gratitude. Perhaps because you've had a feeling or an insight or a healing that brought you to a prayerful place of love and gratitude. And once the cloud around you is completely filled up, send it out. Send it out to those who need it. Send it to the planet. You'll know where. Just release it to do its work in the world. Perhaps it's a person in particular. Perhaps it's a country. Perhaps it's people in harm's way. Perhaps it's grieving people suffering, and you can send them peace in their heart for their well-being. Breathing in through the nose and out through the heart. Continuing to beam appreciation, gratitude, caring, love. Thank you. And then let it go. Let it go and know that your prayer has been heard. And it is done. There's not a waiting time. Your intention has created, so be it. It is done. And then if you'd like, you can just place one hand softly on your own heart and say thank you inside to this beautiful heart for bringing you here into this life. Through everything before this moment, into this room today, to receive, to give, to walk further on your journey, a chance to grow your soul a little more. Thank you. And take a breath. And know too that your heart hears. And it is done. And from this peaceful, grateful, place of love, of awareness, of expanded vibration. We move into receiving the message of love and completion for today. From the entourage, the energy in the room, and from the One, Magnetic Master, here to love and honor us.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. This is the 6th channel of the weekend, the closing one, the simple one. There isn't going to be a great amount of information or profound things that you don't know. It's a gratitude channel. It's an exposing channel. It's how we see you channel. There is so much that has been given about what I'll call humans in transition. And it has several facets to it. The one that affects you the most is what is happening today to the old soul. If you turn the page completely, we could give you a channel about what is happening to those being born today, and how they would see the world differently than you do. But truly, the most profound changes are going to come from the most experienced, and that's you. And one of the most difficult things to do is to change a paradigm of belief of life. We started the channel of the first day and ended it talking about the future not emulating the past. That you have grown up for literally thousands of years with something you call human nature, and you are glued to it. You expect it. You see it in your news. You're saddened by it. You shake your head in sorrow from it, and then you expect it tomorrow. And we have told you again and again that what this shift is about is a new paradigm for human nature. That in many decades, sociologists may come back to this and point to this and call this the shift. When humans started thinking differently, acting differently, and those forward-thinking sociologists looking forward instead of backward may even call it the age of compassion. When they start to see the kinds of changes that are occurring. Others may say it in reverse, looking at it from the future to the past. Say it's the age of light. All you see right now is difficulty. And you don't fully understand what is taking place. Because of that, there is always some fear. Understandably so, of what might be taking place on your planet, because you have not seen it before, not like this. And if you echo the past all of the changes that have happened normally, all of the changes lead to negative things. And that's what you expect now. And so you are looking at something you've never experienced. How could you ever understand what you'd never seen? Oh, you can imagine and you can hope, but truly you've not seen it. I want to give you a little parable. My favorite character, Woe. Woe is not a man or a woman. He's a woe man. And yet we call him a him for reference. For 20 years we have talked about woe. And we've put woe through many circumstances, many metaphors, many ahas. We're going to call this one the end of woe. Now, what was the response? You've already made up your mind, haven't you? That this message is going to be a sad one. This is what I'm talking about. Woe knew that his final days were coming. He had lived a fine life. He wasn't really that old, but something was coming over him that almost targeted in his consciousness a shutdown. That feeling was accompanied by some fear, some things that took place in his life. And at some level, Woe knew he was finished. He knew the end was coming. Those around him questioned what he was doing, but he said, I have to be alone, for I know my days are numbered. Woe went into a dark place, a very dark place. It just seemed that it got darker and darker. Something was happening to his beautiful body. It was starting to shut down. Woe laid himself down and covered himself up. And there he stayed, waiting for the inevitable. The days went by, he stopped eating. Woe was shutting down completely. And then there was a time when he was quiet. This is the point where the story would say, Woe is dead. But something was going on. Woe still had consciousness. Something was happening within his body. He was starting to awaken. And he was seeing light instead of darkness. He started to uncover himself gently, and a bright light appeared. Winged creatures were all around him, and he said, I'm in heaven. And then he recognized his friends. And they say, snap out of it, Woe. This is what all caterpillars do. And Woe said, what is this about? This is a metaphor about metamorphosis. And his friend said, in order to accomplish the next stage in life, we've got to fly. And you weren't ready for that. And now you are. The friends who didn't understand will follow. Come with us. We've got work to do. How can a human being understand this? He went from a 9 to a 1. How can any human being who has never, ever been in a place where compassion rules their life ever understand it when they've never, ever experienced the fullness of it? I want you to get ready, not for that kind of metamorphosis, but for the acknowledgement and permission for your personalities and your human nature to change. Those who sit and wait for it will sit and wait, and it will not take place. Those who actively are working the puzzle and on a daily basis are saying, let me be a more compassionate human being. Show me what is needed. You'll find that the anger buttons that you have start to diminish because you've asked for it. That how you look at others will start to change because you've asked for it. Those who will pound their fist because they believe one thing, whether it's that which is spiritually or politically, will actually start to look at the others and say, this is reasonable. I believe what I believe, but you're okay. Because there is understanding and wisdom and compassion that starts to see all things differently. And when you get enough of that going, I said it this morning, it's catchy. Others will see it and ask you what you've done. Those perhaps in the workplace will say, how do you handle this? We've seen it change. You're balanced. You're smiling. In this place that's difficult. What have you done? And you can say, I found something bigger within myself I never knew was there. And everybody has it. And all we have to do is sit and work the puzzle. The first question, is it there? As soon as you ask if it's there, things start moving. In this room, there are human beings who have done exactly this, where they have come to a place and asked the question, is there more or should I shut down? And immediately begins a process of saving your life and of changing you into one who does not get angry, who has fewer frustrations than anyone around you, who does not react anymore. Reaction is an old energy paradigm where you have to then get back or get even or say something in return, instead of a compassionate action of looking at other options. We've said it so many times. When a human yells at you in their unfathomable dysfunction that you know about, your first reaction is to yell back. What if instead it was compassion for their imbalance? What if you didn't even analyze the words they said? What if they just roll away and all you can see is love for the person and understanding of their dysfunction? And you either say nothing or show them balance and love. I'll tell you what will change them, that's what. And if you do it often enough, it'll change them forever. You'll stop reacting. And instead, there is compassionate action. It's a new paradigm where you sprout wings and fly in the light. And you've never done it before. It's a simple channel. It is a parable and a metaphor of beautiful things that are possible. No matter what you see happening on this planet, I will promise you that if enough people stop reacting and showing concern and compassion for all those around them, this will be another planet. Governments cannot exist in an old paradigm when those they rule are in a new one. Did you hear that? And that is the truth. And that then begats other political leaders who come from a compassionate place. And that begats more, and that begats more. There are those who will tell you that everything on the planet is a conspiracy. Everything. Nothing is as it seems. You're absolutely and totally controlled. There is no hope. And control will simply continue. Dear ones, I want you to see it and label it as an old energy paradigm that you are breaking out of. And many of you may have to die to self in order to get there like Woe did. But not necessarily in a negative way, in a conscious way, in a believing way, where you say, I've had it with this, and you start the metamorphosis. Don't be fooled by fear. The message is the same as it was yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, with different words. And I'll continue this, because that's where you are today. Slowly, this planet will start to change. You may have 2 steps backward before you have 1 forward, and then 2 forward and 1 step backward. It's slow. But the progress will be obvious. The progress of compassion on this planet. And that's enough for now. Woe is really having a good time. And so it is.